Great. Well, it's amazing to be here tonight. My name's Clay Bartlett.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hilary Jones.
Great. And we are the two-thirds of the co-founders of TeleTails. At a high level, what TeleTails does, it connects brick-and-mortar veterinary practices with their clients digitally. So what we've seen in the space is that actually veterinary medicine really hasn't evolved since, I would say, probably the 90s or so. What we're doing is we're meeting changing consumer behaviors, and we're connecting a younger client base with their veterinarians, because when push comes to shove, ultimately clients or pet owners want to be able to connect with someone who knows their pet and knows their pet's history.
And so from a veterinarian side, I had all of these clients reaching out to me, and I had no way of being able to charge for the 3 or plus hours of my day that I was sort of giving away for free. Also, being able to connect with my clients has really improved my patient outcomes, because everybody's far more likely to do a recheck if they can do it from the comfort of their own home.
So what we do is we allow veterinary practices, so brick and mortar practices, to offer live video consultations, messaging back and forth with clients, integrated billing, and we archive everything for malpractice. This is the version 2 of our system, which we really focused on actually integrating into a practice workflow. So for the purpose of the demo, we figured we'd show you more of the veterinary client side, and this is what a provider would see. So a provider can be logged into multiple practices. We break this down into a business component, an actual medical practitioner, like Hilary being a practicing vet, and then more of an administrative side. We won't show you the administrative side, and we'll focus more on the business side, as well as the actual providing of medical care. So if I'm logged into Animal Care Center, I'm going to sign in as a practice manager today. Here we see a general dashboard of what a veterinary practice would see. So we've got a couple unassigned clients. So David Hill, we're going to assign to Dr. Jones. So now David Hill is a client of Dr. Jones, at least for digital consultations. Here as a practice manager, I can see my active consultations because I want a holistic view of what's happening in my practice. I can come in and I can also see more practice information. So I've got a couple of requests to join my practice here from other veterinarians that have been given access to my unique practice code. So this is a code that identifies this hospital. It allows clients to connect directly with their provider, and it allows other practitioners to connect with a specific veterinary hospital, say where they're delivering care. So David wants to connect with us. He is a veterinarian, and I'm going to connect him to our 72nd Street location, which you can see on the right-hand side is our Upper West Side location. We can also set initial messages here, so a custom message where we set expectations. That's been a real fault when it comes to offering digital care. You need to be very specific in delivering information to clients so that you level up set expectations. And so we allow every one of our practices, here the 3 practices could all offer independent initial messages to their clients. You can also set up the front desk accounts. This is not what we'll show you, but this is the more administrative side of passing tasks from, say, one provider to another. So what I'll do here is I'll come into my consultation window. Let's just click on one. So say I've got a 3-month follow-up. This is for Blanche. This is Kate Stevens' pet. I can see additional information. This is all things that have been filled out by that pet owner. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop into details. Gabrielle Frost, obviously, is not with us today. She hasn't passed, but I'm going to connect her to Joe Smith, so a different provider on my team. I can also add other participants to this dashboard as well. And what we'll do is, because I am Joe Smith, I will show you the veterinary view. So people may have multiple different roles and responsibility within a practice. The entire workflow will be different for each person. So if I'm going to be Joe Smith, the veterinarian, I'm going to come into the system. I'm going to open up that consultation. He'll get a push notification, an email notification, whatever he specifies in his system as well. Let's chat. Send this consultation to Kate. And then what I'm going to do is, the majority of our users are doing live video consultations. From a client perspective, the perception is like it's an in-person exam. So I'm going to do $50 consultation. I'm waiting for Kate to join. She'll get a notification. She'll get an email. Generally, it's probably about half and half in terms of what percent are scheduled and which ones are done on the fly. Kate will see that rate, join that consultation. Normally we'd have a dog with us, but we figured this was a classy venue, so we can't do that. So we'll end that call. So that's only part of what we're doing. At the end of a consultation, we need to make sure that we're integrating that back into a practice workflow. So I can resolve a consultation. I'll confirm the amount that I want to actually bill Kate. I can also send a message to pick up meds here in the consultation. I'm going to attach this task. And then I can also add a medical record. We can go into it if you come by our table as well, but we're very focused on integrating this into a veterinary workflow, so it's actually something that's manageable and scalable in a practice. So that's really kind of the end-to-end flow of how a veterinarian would use this system. And we're happy to take questions.
Step out to the middle.
How many veterinary practices do you have using the system now?
So we launched in late January, and we've got a national presence right now. So we've got a couple of hospitals here in New York, and then our main concentrations down the eastern seaboard.
You mentioned some sites, and maybe I missed it, but is there any on-site equipment required? Are you just using the camera in selfie mode? And, you know, for those sites, like, what's the sign-up process? I mean, can any veterinarian basically say, yeah, I want to use it, and they just, boom?
Yeah, so web, mobile, Android, iOS, all works. Interesting thing about your question, though, is we actually pared back a lot of our resources on the pet owner side, just because we wanted to make it a simple user interface where they just connect with their provider and minimize the opportunity for tech hurdles, I would say, on that side. But it works across all systems.
How many problems or medical issues are you able to diagnose just through the selfie mode on the camera? Like if the puppy is sick or throwing up or we don't know, just not eating, are you actually able to really take care of them, or would you kind of convert them to a visiting customer? How does it work with animals?
Let's make sure I can figure out this mic this time. All right, so yeah, there are actually quite a few cases that can be really great for managing with digital care, and it's surprising how much information you can get over a video call, because imagine most of these things are phone calls that I'm getting every day, and I can't give you a huge amount of information over the phone. And as a lot of pet owners, really know their pets, but when they describe something to me, it isn't actually what's happening. So then when I'm able to see it, it really cuts down on the amount of time that we're talking about. And if I say, oh yeah, actually your pet does look like I need to see them, I've had this great opportunity to have an education with the client. And so that now when they do come in, they already know what we're doing. They know what the plan is. So it's a significantly more efficient appointment for them as well. But it's perfect for things like surgery follow-ups and like dermatology, and like follow-ups for chronic case management, those old cats that we never see as much as we'd like, we get to see a little bit more. New puppies, all of those behavior questions, or your dog ate something silly and what do you do, or do I need to bring my dog? And these are all really great opportunities that can be done all through digital.
Is there some sort of an FDA approval required for medical apps? I know it's required for medical apps for people, but for pets, is there a specific requirement?
So there's no HIPAA for pets. Obviously, you talk about the legal owner of patients. And what's nice about the system is we have the ability to have like a little pack for your pet. So if you're the owner and you want to add in other people to a consultation so they can see, you're all set. But
yeah, we're pretty conservative the way we do things. So we provide software to a veterinary office, and they have an existing relationship with their client. So we can go into the legal parameters of this, but essentially we are the most conservative way that you could possibly do it. Everybody has what's called a VCPR in place, which means they can actually diagnose, prescribe, and treat an animal digitally. Obviously, there's some variations based on states. So we're in the middle of fundraising right now, so we'd love to talk to anybody about that for our seed round. And then also, we're kicking around a couple of partnerships, so anybody who's got experience on that front, we would love to chat with you, pick your brain, and fill you in on what's happening on that front. Thank you.